Hi Priyanka.
Hi, Yashwant.
As I said, I don't have power here.
You think you can manage it without with your mobile phone if you have connected via that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Ryan, is it okay if we continue the interview like this?
Um, I think it's okay. If you'd like, we can reschedule to do a video interview tomorrow or Thursday at this time. But um,
I think if it works for you, then probably we can do the technical round today, and then if he qualifies in the next days, we can figure out the final round as well.
okay, sure,
All right.
sounds
So
good.
I'll just drop off. You can carry on.
Okay, sounds good. Hi, Yeshwant. I'm Ryan. I'm located in Texas. I'm a principal engineer with Insight. I've been here for about 4 years now. So we do lots of different customer implementations of Azure solutions, DevOps solutions related to data platforms or application platforms. So we could be touching Azure Kubernetes service or Databricks and some of the modern tools, Azure Synapse. So we kind of go all over the place. Our clients need a lot of different help. But generally, we have core principles around using cloud automation tooling like Terraform or ARM templates, and then of course keeping everything in version control. Git is primarily what we use, and we'll use GitHub or Azure DevOps repos. So a lot of different solutions, and then of course the automation and DevOps component of creating pipelines for our clients. So our projects are far and wide. We do a lot with a lot of different customers, but generally we like to keep things um, in modern technologies and modern tooling and use best practices that way. Um, Currently, I'm working with a client in Ohio who is working on migrating all of their data pipelines from on-premise systems to cloud systems. So they're using Data Factory to ingest data, Databricks to do work and processing, and then they're moving it into blob storage where they're further refining it using Databricks pipelines. And then eventually it's being shipped to Snowflake where their BI teams are consuming it using Power BI and Tableau. So it's an interesting project, and just trying to give you an example of some of the stuff we do and the role I play on a project like that, and that you'd play on a project like that would be helping get the Azure environment stood up, helping write the Terraform or the Bicep to deploy all the resources, and then helping the development teams get deployment pipelines in place for their code so that they can move their code from a lower level development environment all the way through to production. Um, so yeah, that's a little bit about what I do and what we do here at Insight on this team. I'd love to hear more about your background, and if you could give me kind of an overview of things you've worked on over the past year or so, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. And like as you know, this is Ishwant. I'm having around 4.3 years of overall experience and relevant into Azure DevOps. I have 3.3 plus, and I have experience with Azure administration side like key vaults and network securities like energy, VNet, subnets, and traffic manager sometimes. And I have experience with Azure Active Directory, even like creating the new users and configuring the existing user permissions. And I have experience with the Terraform, like we provision the resources with Terraform. We have around 100 number of services with which they can save the time and save the cost even. And I have experience with the Azure DevOps, like in order to perform the CI/CD we use this Azure DevOps. uh, pipelines, and we actually support Deltin, and they actually sell the OSs that can be CentOS, that can be Red Hat. So whatever that can be, we support their web application. This is my overall experience. Right.
Okay, great. So you do have some experience with Terraform then?
Yes, yes, Ryan.
Yes, okay. Can you tell me, can you describe like the Terraform workflow and how you would typically work with Terraform just at a high level?
Yeah, first we need to create the modules like with which we can mention what are the resources we need to provision, and then we need to initiate the modules, and then we need to validate, plan, and apply. Like within 15 to 20 minutes, we can able to provision the resources, and generally we go with the test environment initially, and then after get like based on the output, we go with the production through the CI/CD pipelines to deploy this environment. So we generally have different kind of environments, prod, non-prod, testing. So whatever the environment that can be, based on the requirement, we provision the resources. Yeah,
And you mentioned keeping your state
in the storage
file.
account.
Can you describe like the
Yes.
purpose of the state file? So you've kept it in a storage account?
Yeah, whatever the changes we perform, that can be stored in the TF state file. What are the configurations that we made? So let's say in future, if you want to perform the same changes in the same environment, then that can be helpful.
Okay. And how have you deployed your Terraform to different environments? Have you used Azure DevOps pipelines to do that?
Yeah, we are using Azure DevOps with the help of YAML pipeline.
Okay. And so you're automatically running your plans across different environments, and how are you separating state for the different environments?
Yeah, we will be doing the variables, and we will be passing the variable groups to all the pipelines. So in that way, we can separate this.
Okay. Yep. Um, and so you have experience writing YAML-based pipelines. Have you ever worked with Azure DevOps releases before? Are you familiar with them?
Yes, I worked on YAML and classic pipeline also, and I worked on release pipeline also.
And what kind of resources have you been building? Do you build IaaS, VMs, or have you been building PaaS services?
Yeah, in IaaS, I worked on virtual machine storage account, and for high availability, I worked on load balancers also. And
Okay.
and in PaaS, I worked on app service plan, and SQL services also. Yeah.
And I see you've worked with Azure networking a little bit on your resume. Can you describe to me what a VNet is and why you would use one?
Yeah, with the help of the VNet, we can actually create our own network. And like within the public cloud, we are creating our own private cloud with which we can provide the security, and we can also perform site to site and point to site based on the gateway subnet.
Okay. And um, can you explain why a customer might want to use private endpoints? And can you explain what they are?
Yeah, with the help of this private endpoint, we can actually provide the security to the resources. Like, let's say an app service is created in a virtual machine, and if you want to connect to that virtual machine securely, we can create a private endpoint in the same virtual network, and then we can connect these app services securely. We can also create for SQL databases and key vaults also. Mainly to connect the resources securely, we use this private endpoint.
Okay. Um, and then can you explain to me what Azure RBAC is?
Yeah, with the help of RBAC roles, like we can able to give the security principles like users, group, service principles, and manage identity, like based on the roles that we need to give, like that they perform, and we have different permissions like owner, contributor, and reader, like have a owner access, and based on the requirement to the particular person, we will provide the permission, and we can also provide based on the role, like if he wants to perform virtual machines, or if he wants to perform the vnet operations, then we can provide.
Can you describe the difference between an Azure custom role versus a built-in role?
Yeah, built-in roles are already developed by the Microsoft, and let's say you don't find your own, like if you want to customize a role, your own role, then you can go with the custom rules, and like based on the requirement, you can go with the own rules, like custom rules. And I have worked on even policies as well, like built-in policies and the custom policies.
Okay. And let's say you're provisioning a Key Vault resource and you want somebody to be able to get and list secrets.
Okay.
If you just give them the Azure Key Vault contributor built-in role, will they be able to get and list secrets?
Yeah, we'll do this by using the Azure libraries, like in Azure DevOps pipeline to call these keywords. We can use this like in the Azure DevOps pipeline libraries, we can call these keywords.
Okay. But I guess I'm asking what permissions would you need to provide a user so that they could get and list secrets from a key vault?
Yeah, apart this regular RBAC roles, like if you want to also get the like access to these keywords, values, keys, like you should have a minimum, you should have a get and list permission. And then if you want to based on like other stuffs, if you want to also perform other options, you can also get access like a create, import, backup. These are the permissions.
So I want to ask a few more questions about Terraform. So I'm going to jump back that direction if that's all right. Can you explain to me what a Terraform lock file is?
Yeah, with the help of Terraform log file, like let's say we are fetching the code from a centralized repository, and like you are modifying, and the other person may try to modify. So it helps that a lock helps to stop performing any modification whenever you started modifying. Like if he wants to modify, then he has to release the lock. Once the release After releasing the lock only, he can perform the modifications.
Okay. And so the Terraform lock file, would you commit that file to your source control?
Log file, like you are asking whether we can commit the log file in the source control or not, isn't?
Yes, correct.
No,
Or
like
should you?
look, once we do this infrastructure, building the infrastructure, the log file will automatically deleted. It is an HCL log, like a Harscop language log. It automatically deletes whenever whenever we complete the infrastructure building. Even
Okay.
like I have worked on Terraform enterprise policies also, sentient policies.
Okay. Um, have you ever worked with um, building your own custom modules before?
Yes, I used to create building custom modules,
Okay.
custom
How would
builds
you call how would you call a custom module into your main TF config that you're building?
by using the source.
All right. So are there any other resources that you've worked with a lot in Azure that you're really comfortable with? Have you worked with Kubernetes at all?
I worked on Docker and Kubernetes, and also worked on Azure Active Directory. So I used to push the images to ACR. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, it is Azure Container History. Yeah,
Okay. And did you have experience, were you containerizing like applications? Were they Java applications or Node.js or
yeah, I have experience on a .NET application working with
on .NET? Okay.
and coming to Java, like we will be using the Maven file, Maven.
Okay.
Um,
Gotcha. Would you say that your background is more on the development or like the system engineering side? Like, have you been a systems administrator in the past or like a software developer in the past? Do you have experience writing features and functions for code bases?
yeah, I used to like work on Azure cloud operations when I used to manage Azure and developing the Terraform also. So I used to manage the entire infrastructure in Azure.
Okay. You've written, have you written code before? Are you comfortable writing code?
I used to build the code from scratch. I can build the code, and I will sometimes refer Harshkap official website attribute references.
Do you have experience writing PowerShell?
Yeah, like yes, but I used to like get the syntax from Google. Like I can based on the requirement, but if there are any existing PowerShell modules, like I can understand the existing, and based on that I can work on the requirement.
Hmm. Okay.
Mostly I'm good at the Terraform for building
Okay.
the infrastructure, and
Gotcha.
also I done with the ARM templates also,
Okay.
linked templates and register templates.
And have you deployed ARM templates using automation as well, using pipelines or
Yeah, by using Azure DevOps.
okay. Do you like ARM templates or Terraform more? What do you like to use?
Yeah, mostly I like the Terraform.
Yeah, it's a lot easier using state and everything to make changes, huh?
Yeah,
Uh, Okay. Do you have any experience with Databricks or Data Factory specifically?
yeah. I used to create the infrastructure. I used to create the work nodes, and but inside the data, like entire data factory, I used to create the link services.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. I think I've got everything I need, Yeshwant. Thanks for joining. I know that you weren't able to join the video call. That's okay. So I'll get some feedback to Priyanka, and then she'll reach out to you about next steps. Okay?
yeah, sure. And actually, like the JD which you have submitted, which I get from the HR, is completely matched to my profile. And if I get this opportunity, definitely I'll give my best. Like I can give my 100% performance to complete and to work with team members and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And, we're looking for people who can jump in and then provide a lot of value right away, but also show the ability to learn and build new skills really quickly. So this
Yeah,
field is
yeah.
really booming and there's a lot of opportunity.
I'm an immediate joiner and like I'm a direct payroll of Capgemini, permanent to Capgemini. So like
Okay.
I think I'm an adaptable person. Like I get if you give me an opportunity, I'll definitely work for it.
Yep. All right. Sounds good. Noted.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you and have a good evening.
yeah. Thank you, Ren. It's good morning, I think. Have a good day.
Yeah. It's morning here. Yep. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ren.
Bye-bye.
Bye.